got this beautiful lounge area. This table drops down to create a bed and has infills. These windows are beautiful. None of them are open, but all of them are very clear. Beautiful upholstery that may be original and is apparently untouched. So we've got good storage walking through here to the forward cabin. You can see the feet space going down there. We've got a fantastic hatch, very clear. And then this beautiful green-grey upholstery. These are the infills for the table. And then this is all bedding. Everything in here is bone dry. Beautiful timber work. Let's turn around. So on the right hand side we have the head, and that door opens up to become a separating door for this whole forward section, creating an ensuite, if you like. So we've got no shower in here. There is a shower sump board, sink, and lots of storage again. Heading back into the saloon. All the lights are original. They're all still running non-LED lights. It's like stepping into 1982. It really is. I've just pressure washed the outside of this boat with a low pressure pressure washer. Not a drop has come through anywhere. I saw a drop running down the mast, but just a single drop. Okay, what we have back here is a beautiful quarter berth with all that same upholstery. There's a little fuse board there. We've got a clock which keeps dinging. Just very little in the way of electronics, or how about nothing. We've got this Wagner radio back there, a short band radio, and then just a stereo which works. An old Yanmar engine in there in beautiful condition, gas stove, and a fridge. It's kind of got everything you want. If we have a look at this bin spray pump, works like a dream. Who needs pressured water? And I'm just going to sit down at this table and go through a few things. But this boat is, in my opinion, priceless, because you're getting something from the 1980s. It's like the day it's delivered. This mast, let me point out, is wood grain finished. It's actually the aluminium mast coming through the boat, painted in wood grain, and it's a beautiful job. And yeah, just to give a bit more character inside. Okay, so we're on board Lotus, which is the most beautiful Lotus 10.6, which is about a 35-foot boat. To my mind, the perfect size, the Goldilocks boat. I've got a 33-footer myself, and I'm in love with this and would buy it were it within my budget. But the real beauty of this boat is it's the kind of boat you might have fallen in love with when you were 20 and couldn't afford a yacht, but now you can have it pretty much like it's brand new, stepped out of the factory or the craftsman's hands in New Zealand from 1980. So she's just absolutely beautiful, and I'm struggling to find any blemish on board. I can find some on the deck, through age, but actually the entire outside of the boat is kept under a full cover with drop down sights that come down to the deck level. So when it's been left, and it was left for all of COVID, apart from a bit of dust on the deck, everything's in beautiful condition, and it keeps down here, cool and out of the sun. So all the varnish is just immaculate. All the cupboards, there's a bit of dust on there. I'll have to get to that in a clean. But all the cupboards are beautifully made. So that's a solid door frame at least. There's just not a blemish on it. This table is perfect. How you keep it for this long without getting any marks on it? It does have a little pull-out section here, and as I mentioned before, it drops down to become a double berth with some infills. There's lots of storage underneath here and the other side, but I'm looking back what the camera can't see now, and I'll turn the camera around in a second, and it's just beautiful timber. This boat is so wide. When I'm looking at the galley and the chart table here, it's 2.5 meters across. It just looks massive. For a 35-foot boat, it looks like a 40-50 footer inside here. Nothing on the bulkhead, so everything, you don't have your obligatory clock and barometer up here, so there's no screw holes in anything. The clock and the barometer are back at the other end, but basically the boat has been kept unblemished and unloaded with electronics. There is nothing on the boat electronic bar a nice old Navman working depth sounder, a log that goes to the same instrument, and the log is in the shower sump. Basically you can change it very easily without getting too much water all over the boat. There is no other electronics apart from that. There's a stereo which is put into the wall a while ago with these speakers here, and there is this very old sideband radio, so you can get on your ham radio fanaticism. One would have to learn how to use it. It does have an aerial running up the backstage. Apart from that, any other nav? No, so we've got no wind or anything. There's just a wind vane on the top. This boat is just perfect in terms of being original 80s sailing. You could add navionics on an iPad and you could go anywhere. I'm not sure if it's still in shot, but there's a fin spray water pump there, so there's no pressurized water, but these work incredibly well. There's a gas stove and oven and a refrigerator, so everything you would need really for coastal cruising. You'd have to rig your own showers, etc. But to me, this with its character and look is far more preferable to a kind of boat with electrical everything and lots of things to break and hoses running everywhere, pressurized water that can burst its pipes, etc. I don't know, this is real old style cruising. So let's have a look around the boat. But what you'll see everywhere and what you should look for is spot the blemish, because these upholstered lounges are in perfect condition. Everything is dry. There's no rust on these little button caps here, which you'll often see on boats. There's no mold underneath the seats. It's not running a dryer in here. What do you call those things? The headlinings will look brand new. And then all these lights, and I'm not sure if we're seeing any roof here, but the lights are still running all the original little bulbs. They're original lights. Oh, I haven't got the power on. And they're just in like new condition. We've got lots of storage forward here, and this is hanging storage in here. So you can see the width of this space here. Nav table opens that way, but easily. This is a really deep double back here. One and a half, I suppose. I'd be in there on my own, I guess. But a very good size. Then over in the galley, got our water. The lowest point, the floor actually slopes, so if you're actually heeling over, you can stand on a bit of flat floor at a little heel. So you can see how the height changes as I move across the flooring. So you walk up the middle of the boat, and what am I? I'm just under 6 foot. So we've got very good clearance here. Big fridge, and then lots of storage in this galley. I love the steps that are on the companionway, and the biggest cockpit imaginable. This boat is just so wide.